Already a global superstar, and she wins the toss. So a contrast in styles, contrast in experience, age 14 years, the Jew.
Down 1-5 in the second set. The arena lights glaring down like an interrogation room, casting harsh shadows across the hard court surface. Elena-Gabriela Ruse, a battle-hardened tour veteran who has weathered hundreds of high-stakes battles, was already looking toward the locker room, completely convinced the match was dead and buried. The body language on her side of the net radiated supreme, unquestioned confidence. But as Alex Eala walked slowly to her towel, there was no racket smashing. No frantic, desperate eye contact with her coaching box. No visible panic in her posture. Just an ice-cold, deeply unsettling composure. By the time you finish watching this video, you will understand why this wasn't just a simple athletic comeback. It was a psychological hostile takeover that shattered Ruse's mental fortitude, exposed the hidden vulnerabilities of a tour veteran, and left the entire WTA locker room on high alert. If you've been in this exact corner of the tennis world since day one, if you saw this extraordinary ascent coming long before the mainstream international sports media finally woke up, hit that subscribe button right now and stand shoulder to shoulder with the global Filipino army. Because Tennis Pulse is where the early believers gather to celebrate, analyze, and dissect history in the making. To truly comprehend the seismic shift that happened on this court, you have to look past the basic digital scoreboard and examine the brutal clash of two completely different sporting philosophies. On one side of the net sat Elena-Gabriela Ruse, experienced, physically imposing, and fighting every single week to protect her hard-earned career status. For a player like Ruse, every single point on the WTA circuit is about defending personal territory, defending crucial ranking points, securing life-changing prize money, and ensuring survival in the most cutthroat professional sports environment in the world. But on the other side stood 20-year-old Alex Eala. Eala does not step onto the court merely playing for personal ranking points or a match paycheck. She walks out under the bright stadium lights carrying the heavy, beautiful weight, the unfiltered hopes, and the fierce, unyielding belief of an entire nation. When Ruse looks into the upper stadium bowl, she sees passive tennis fans clapping politely between points. When Eala looks into those same stands, she sees an unstoppable global movement. Thousands of overseas workers who traded their rare days off to be there, multi-generational families who drove 8 straight hours across state lines, and a massive Pinoy diaspora waving vibrant flags and screaming every high-energy Tagalog chant imaginable. That isn't just audience support. It is an undeniable force of nature that systematically transforms neutral international venues into hostile, high-pressure home court fortresses. In the opening set, Ruse came out firing like an unstoppable freight train. Her heavy, top-spin forehand ripped through the fast court surface, repeatedly exposing Eala's defensive corners and forcing mid-court short balls. Ruse controlled the tempo from the very first serve, dictating baseline rallies with relentless authority and securing a swift 6-3 set victory. When Ruse continued that absolute momentum into the second set, quickly storming ahead to a commanding 5-1 lead, the match looked mathematically and strategically over. 99% of players on the WTA circuit mentally pack their bags, protect their bodies, and start thinking about the next tournament in that exact scenario. Pressure on a tennis court is a slippery, dangerous thing. When an experienced veteran smells blood in the water, they usually tighten their grip, shut the door, and seal the win cleanly. Except Alex Eala completely refused to play by the tour's conventional script. While Ruse began to subconsciously play conservative, safe tennis in an effort to protect her massive margin for error, Eala did something extraordinary. She fundamentally reset her mental baseline. Point by point, rally by rally, she stepped 2 feet inside the baseline and took absolute command of the center line. She stopped reacting to Ruse's power and started dictating the direction of the ball with aggressive, flat ground strokes. At 5-2, Eala executed a clean, unbothered hold of serve. Ruse shook it off as a minor, temporary inconvenience on her way to finishing the match. At 5-3, Eala produced a clinical, relentless break of serve, punishing Ruse's tentative second serves. Ruse's shoulder tension instantly increased, and her body language started to stiffen noticeably between points. At 5-4, Eala served with laser focus, closing out another game to complete a third consecutive game streak. The stadium atmosphere instantly shifted from quiet, polite anticipation to an absolute high-pressure cooker. You could physically see the psychological momentum swinging like a pendulum across the court net. The Pinoy crowd erupted into a deafening wall of noise after every single winner, every unforced error, and every gutsy defensive save. Ruse's first serve percentage plummeted under the sheer noise level. She began rushing her pre-serve routine, tossing the ball erratically, and double faulting under the suffocating atmospheric noise. By the time Eala leveled the second set at 5-5 and forced a dramatic tiebreak, Ruse looked completely helpless, a player caught in a sudden flash flood with nowhere left to run or hide. Eala stormed through the tiebreak with relentless pinpoint accuracy, captured the second set, and completely broke Ruse's emotional spirit before sweeping through the deciding third set with utter authority. Look at the cold, hard numbers that backed up this court revolution. Eala won an astounding 78% of her second serve return points during that second set comeback phase, completely neutralizing Ruse's primary weapon. Leading international tennis analysts and former top 10 commentary experts noted that Eala's rally tolerance and ball placement under extreme scoreboard pressure rivaled the top 15 players on the planet. This monumental result wasn't just raw enthusiasm or lucky bounces. It was tactical execution, physical conditioning, and mental resilience of the highest possible order. Here lies the ultimate paradox of modern sports momentum. Elena-Gabriela Ruse possessed the veteran resume, the raw court power, and a dominant 5-1 lead. But Alex Eala possessed the unshakable heart, the tactical maturity, and the single loudest sporting movement in world tennis behind her back. Now we hand the conversation over to you, the global tennis community. Did Ruse completely crumble and choke under the mounting pressure? Or did Alex Eala pull off a masterclass mental comeback that decisively proves she is officially ready to break into the elite tier of the WTA Tour? Drop your detailed thoughts, predictions, and reactions in the comments section below. Let's start a massive sports debate. And if you want raw, unfiltered, deeply analytical, and authoritative sports coverage you simply will not find anywhere else on the internet, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications for Tennis Pulse. We are the room where the true believers talk tennis history. See you all in the next tactical breakdown. Beyond this single match, what we are witnessing is the dawn of a completely new era in global tennis representation. For decades, the WTA Tour has been dominated by traditional powerhouse nations with established academies, massive corporate backing, and deeply rooted tennis infrastructure. Players coming from non-traditional tennis markets often face an uphill battle, battling isolated training conditions, lack of local high-level sparring partners, and grueling travel schedules away from home. But Alex Eala is systematically tearing down those historical barriers, proving that world-class talent, combined with pure determination and unwavering national support, can redefine the global sports landscape. Every single victory Eala claims on the international court sends a powerful wave back home to the Philippines and across the Southeast Asian region. Young athletes who once viewed Grand Slam main draws as an impossible dream now watch Eala go toe-to-toe with Grand Slam champions and tour veterans without shrinking from the challenge. She represents a beacon of possibility, showing that modern tennis brilliance isn't restricted by geography or tradition. It belongs to anyone willing to put in the work and stand tall under pressure. As the season progresses and the stakes get higher, every top-tier player on the WTA circuit will have Eala's name circled on their draw sheets. No longer is she viewed as a young wildcard or a dangerous underdog. She is a legitimate threat who can turn any court into a home stadium and turn any match around from the brink of defeat. Tournament organizers are taking notice, media networks are shifting their broadcast schedules, and fans around the world are tuning in to watch history unfold in real time. The momentum is real, the energy is undeniable, and the movement is only getting stronger with every passing match. Make sure you are subscribed to stay with us for every step of this historic journey.